Hello, folks. Once again, I would love to be sitting here telling you Doctor News, but all we have, of course, is some statements regarding possible missing episodes, and they're claiming they've got these collectors and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see the film cans. I'll believe it when I see the restored footage. I'll believe it when I see all that, because we've gone through this kind of hype before, and it turned out, in some cases, yeah, we were lucky. Some have been recovered. But a lot of the time, more than half the time, it's just hooey. So we'll have to find out what's going on for sure and all that. Hopefully we'll get some announcements on that front. Of course, Anjali, I'm going to kill this name again. All right. Is it Anjil or Anjali? Or what? Mahindra. And of course, Sasha Dewan got married the other day. Very beautiful ceremony from the pictures I've seen. And of course, the Freedom Flotilla members have gotten home apparently, because I saw a news clip this morning of they're treating Greta Thunberg like she was the coming of the Messiah, and she's jumping up and down for joy. And I'm like, are you living in another reality? Because there's already a documentary coming out where they infiltrated your flotilla. And if there was any food going to those people, in Gaza or Palestine or whatever, it wasn't on those boats. The only medicals supplies they had were, quote unquote, a few boxes of gauze, so they could claim they were carrying medical supplies. And then, to top it all off, people keep replaying one set of footage, and that is one particular piece of footage that gets me is when they're captured, what do these people do? They take their phones, a bunch of them do, and throw them overboard. And I'm sitting here going, what would be on your phone that would get you in trouble with the IDF? And now it's beginning to look more and more like this was just all a PR stunt. It was possibly backed by a number of groups we won't mention. Complete hypocrisy for attention. These folks had nothing on those boats. They deliberately just kept sailing in there because they knew the Israeli forces would pick them up. They'd get all this press, so they claimed they were oppressed. All that, yeah, you were oppressed. You were sent home in a couple days. What about those people who are still being held hostage and have been for 2 years now? Oh, man. Just crazy, crazy days we're living in here. And of course, everything's dead silent. I did go finally look at the photos. I believe it was Prince William, if I got that right. It went to see the TARDIS set and all that, and it looks like, yeah, it is all still there for right now. So they are hopeful that something's going to happen. But the problem is, when? It's funny how they were doing fine on this show with just, I think they were partnered with BBC America and all that at first. Yet, Disney pulls out and everything comes to a complete halt. Or Disney doesn't. I'm assuming Disney pulled out. Okay, it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. But this whole we're going to wait until we air the war between the land to see if we get a decision thing is a lot of hooey. It's got to be. Because if your whole decision is based off, carrying your main show, why would they wait until the spinoff airs to render a decision? But at the same time, look at what's going on with Disney. They've got a mess on their hands over there as far as sci-fi is concerned. Ugh. Yeah, asshole them with the Daleks. Yeah, where suddenly the Daleks don't exterminate their defective models. They just throw them all in a thing so we can get something to peep at, like a peep show. Oh my God, the Dalek Asylum was a Dalek peep show. Oh yeah, and asshole them with the Daleks. Don't even get me started on how stupid that whole episode was. These are Daleks, and they're back to their supreme level of technology. Yeah, and meanwhile, they couldn't have just dropped something on the planet to vaporize it, using the same corridor they sent the Dr. Amy and Rory down through. You see what I mean? Nobody thinks of these things. I do. It's one of the reasons I have a tough time writing, because when I sit down, put down a particular set of circumstances, then I start thinking, okay, why didn't they just do this? Why didn't they just do that? Because, but then again, someone just did a big religious speech. I'm like, I don't care who you worship. Like I said, it's say, I don't care which invisible man you worship. It's on you. Like I said, I'm not going to belittle people for having faith in something, but at the same time, I just don't do that. All right, not my thing. But meanwhile, yeah, Asylum of the Daleks. Oh my God. I still can't believe Moffat got away with all the plot holes and dumb shit he got away with. Yeah, sure, he did write a lot of great episodes, but gosh. Like he made the Zygons into total imbeciles. It's like, oh, now that's going to go right into my favorite argument about, oh God, Error of the Zygons, a.k.a. the 8th anniversary special, a.k.a. Day of the Doctor, or Dump of the Doctor, as I call it. But yeah, the whole, I still can't fathom for the life of me why they dragged Amy and Rory back for 5 episodes. 5 episodes. And why? So they could do that stupid ass storyline, then kiss them off of one of the dumbest endings I've ever seen in my life. And that's if you, it's like count the different endings that were in, the Angels Rake Manhattan. Or I call it the Angels Rape Manhattan, but oh well, I'm not allowed to say that dirty word on YouTube anymore. But the Weeping Angels took over New York. Why? They can suddenly have their Statue of Liberty walking around, and you've got a population of at least 5 million people during that time period. But nobody's noticing it. Therefore, it's just strolling around. Statue of Liberty's going down to the Starbucks. Well, they didn't have a Starbucks then, but oh. I like that people are still going on about the Taylor Swift showgirl something, whatever. And I'm like, of course she's poking, the showgirl, into everything now, because her place there on stage right next to Britney is waiting. Where all pop stars all the major pop stars pretty much go to die. Las Vegas. But oh well. Yeah, it should have ended when they jumped off the building and blah, blah, blah. But Karen Gillan wanted to leave the show. She wanted Amy to go in a way where she wasn't killed off but could not reunite with the Doctor. Hence, you're creating fixed time. And it was one of the dumbest set of parameters I've ever seen, because every fan on the planet Earth had 50 ways to bypass it within 5 minutes. It's like, A, I'm not 65. B, I was joking about Taylor Swift. I really don't give a shit. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the comment box here. All right, so once again, missing episodes. The Master and Ronnie got married. Not the Ronnie, but Ronnie from, Sarah Jane Adventures got married. And, oh, that's about it. Yeah, Amy Jo Johnson, yeah, from Power Rangers. Yeah, that show used to be on before a lot of my morning shows even then. And I'm like, I'll still never forget that one time she was performing in a gymnastics contest on the show. And let's just say she was smiling at the crowd and not with the lips on her face. I'm like, are you sure this is good for kids? Oh, like, it's like, was this the balance beam or the smiling labias contest? Well, okay, oops, I said a nerdy word. Now, the only thing that got me being a kid from my time and all that, when I got to that age and, Power Rangers was on, the first thing that hit me was they're taking on the powers of the ancient dinosaurs. Okay. But, saber-toothed tiger wasn't a dinosaur. Mastodon wasn't a dinosaur. Matter of fact, there's 65 million years of history between the mastodon, the saber-toothed tiger, and all that, and the dinosaurs. Oh, I can't remember what all of them were. There was T-Rex, there was Triceratops, saber-toothed tiger, mastodon. Oh, that's right, and the pterodactyl. I think it was, wasn't it? Well, pterodactyl you could almost count because pterodactyl was from that time period. So, yeah, you could say 3 dinosaurs technically out of 5. But it's like mastodons. Hell, we had mastodons here in America, not even, it was back for the Younger Dryas, somewhere like 12 to 20,000 years ago. Just like there was, I think, an American camel species and stuff like that, but it all got wiped out at the end of the Younger Dryas. I'm not kidding. Everybody thinks there was one mass extinction, and that was the dinosaurs. Go read your history. Look at the updated files. We get hit. Well, in geologic time, it's often. Yeah, so pterodactyl, you could say, is a dinosaur because pterodactyl was from the dinosaur period. So yeah, it was mastodon and saber-toothed tiger I had a problem with. And it's kind of sad too that Trini, the young lady who played Trini, passed away. So young too. I really enjoyed her performance as a villain in Crow's City of Angels. And after that, all the Crow sequels were shit. Okay, I liked City of Angels in the original, but after that, they are all garbage. Like, the High Train thing, or am I probably mispronouncing it? Yeah. Because if you ever get a chance, watch a series on YouTube. There's a channel called Hollywood Graveyard. And it's very, very well done stuff. I'm not kidding. You could blow hours just on this guy's tour of the various Hollywood, because he tells you about celebrities you probably didn't even know about. And he goes into their bios and all that, shows you where they're buried and whatnot. And like I said, very good channel, Hollywood Graveyard. Yeah, it was very sad when I found out she had passed so young, So once again, we have possible missing episodes. The Master and Ronnie, Ronnie from the Sarah Jane Adventures, not the Ronnie, the one RTD screwed up. Right. Yeah, the live-action Voltron movie they've been working on for how long? And Greta goes home to her hero's welcome, even though she didn't do shit. But before I leave you, let me leave you with this note. Time put Greta, I think it was on the cover, as their person of the year or something one year. It was between her, if I remember correctly, go look this up because I may be bungling it, and I believe it was a young doctor who was like a biochemist or something like that, who had possibly developed a bacteria that could break down plastic. It was between Greta and her. But at the same time, well, Greta, you do realize who Time's Man of the Year was back in 1938, right? They don't like to talk about that. Okay. So take care, everybody. Like I said, we're at 16 minutes and counting. I know I've been watching the time, and I got to get going. So please be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your Thursday. We will see you all again tomorrow morning. Take care. Enjoy your Thursday.